Tell us who you are, where you at, and what do you do?
My name is Beaux Pilgrim. My agency is Reed Insurance. I'm in Vidalia, Louisiana, and we
Awesome.
do personal lines and commercial lines insurance, a little bit of life, but mostly commercial and personal lines insurance. We are doing, we sell products here locally. I'm in a really rural area, but we're also using different ways to reach out past our area through online presence, online leads, stuff like that.
Tell me a little bit about your experience. When you dove into Better Agency and you started to get involved with the product and implement that within your agency, what were some of the first things that you found to be most beneficial to you and your agency?
Oh gosh, the first thing was the integration with Zapier, where Dave Ramsey ELP leads come in through an email that you receive, and so you can have the email parsed and come straight into Better Agency and automatically send a response to them. And then Better Agency already had some built in there, some campaigns, but I kind of modified it some for what I thought I needed. But gosh, yeah, that was the biggest benefit, was that, just because it seemed like almost every one of them comes in either on the weekend or like 10 p.m. And I'm an old guy. I go to bed kind of early, and so 10 o'clock, I'm not going to respond to anybody on my cell phone at that time. But Better Agency, automatically takes care of that, and asks a couple of follow-up questions for me too that I've got built into there. So the next morning when I roll in, I can just hit the ground running with them.
Nice, man. So it sounds to me like the first thing you really started doing when you jumped into Better Agency was, you had these new leads coming in, and ELP leads. I mean, if we're being honest, they're, from what I hear, great leads, but they're also not cheap, right? So it's important that you maximize those opportunities. So it sounds like you were automating a lot of the workflow for your inbound traffic, right? And that was helping mitigate your the amount of manual outreach that you were doing. Did it, if you had to kind of quantify that, have you been able to see either a certain amount of time saved throughout the week or a certain amount of more money you've been able to generate due to the increase in availability?
I don't know that I can actually put a number on either one of them, but but I know it has saved me a significant amount of time, because I'll be honest, I felt like I was going to lose my mind there the first 2 weeks before I got signed up with Better Agency and got it rolling. And as far as closing more, I'm definitely closing more, because it seems like to me with any sort of internet lead source that you've got to respond initially just super, super fast. And with Better Agency, you can respond within a couple of seconds. As fast as the parse can take care of processing the email. The only lag time is how much time it takes from them hitting send to where it comes to your inbox to the parser fills it out. I don't know. I guess it's a couple nanoseconds, I guess. But
agencies in nanoseconds.
Right. That's right. And but yeah, definitely, I've seen my close ratio has increased on that because of responding so quickly. Because I think with the internet leads, they are looking for something instantaneous right now, and the only places they're really getting that is with true online shops. Maybe with Progressive Direct or something like that, or Go Auto or something like that.
Sure.
But there's really not that many of those, and it's very tedious for a client to enter in all that information. With us, we don't need a lot of information, but it's just a few questions that we prompt them with through Better Agency, and we basically are there with probably about 6 questions where we can have a number for them and then just kind of tweak it a little bit.
Okay. So if you had to give a grade to your workflow before Better Agency and a grade to your workflow, it was specifically we're talking about how you're able to make a more effective and efficient, prospecting and acquisition process, right? So taking a prospect and making them a client. If you had to give a grade to your workflow before Better Agency and then a grade to your workflow after Better Agency, what would that look like if you had to grade them?
Like A, B, C, D, or F.
Yeah, like this is this workflow might go to the next grade, or we might have to hold it back, like that kind of grade.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have got an unsatisfactory, I guess, before, but yeah, maybe I could have squeaked off a C. You know, I'd be real nice, and
Okay.
I'd suck up a little bit to get that C. But but yeah, I definitely feel like we're in an A range now. We're using it not just for the EOP leads, but also Google leads and some Facebook
Nice.
leads as well. And in all those avenues, I definitely have seen a tick up in our productivity and just ease of use. And then we also just continue to use it all the way through the closing process. Messaging through it, so it helps keep it all contained within there. And so yeah, I feel like we're getting an A now.
That's awesome, man. That's cool. So you were kind of you were going to graduate, but it wasn't the grade that that you write home about before, right?
Right.
And now you feel like you're in a situation where you're happy. Is that fair to say? Like you're much happier with the workflow that you have now?
Oh gosh, yeah, way more happier. Mama wasn't too happy before, but she's real proud of me now.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay. So it's helped you quite a bit in regards to, converting prospects. Have you been able to use Better Agency in any regard from like a cross-sell perspective and taking monoline clients and rounding out those accounts?
No, I haven't started doing that. I'm trying to move my staff into it pretty slow. My staff is the personal lines they're a little bit older, so I'm trying to take it a little bit slower with them. I wanted them to get used to just the lead part of it first. We just started this week putting in clients in there for just kind of the 45-day renewal reminder, and then also just some other follow-up stuff like asking for Google reviews, some referrals, and some other stuff like that. I'm probably going to give that a couple of months and then start doing the cross-sell. But I want to take a little bit of time with staff and just let them get used to each phase of it.
What would you say to somebody who's considering using Better Agency for their insurance agency, but maybe they're on the fence? What would you say to somebody in a situation like that?
God, I'd say definitely do it. You have to quantify everything that you do as far as like spending money and time and whatnot. And I think some people are scared because of the cost, which the cost is not that much for the product. But one of the things that a lot of agents miss out on is following back up on missed opportunities and then also cross-selling. But if you sell one account, you just paid for the software.
Right.
And setting up the software is really pretty easy. I mean, you could literally, if you wanted to, just turn it on, start dropping prospects or clients into it, and it start making you money. I mean, really, it could. I just want to try to take it a little slow with my staff, but really, it could pay for itself the first month, no problem. So I would say if you're hesitant, and man, try the trial. It's $1 for 2 weeks. I think that's isn't that the trial?
Yeah.
$1 for 14 days. Just try it, check it out, or man, they can reach out to me. I'd be glad to tell them whatever they answer whatever questions they want to ask me. But definitely do it. I think you're leaving money on the table, as they say, by not having the product.
Right. Well, if there's anything else that you need, Beau, once again, I really appreciate your time. And if there's any way that any of us can help you out, dude, feel free to reach out. Once again, thank you for your trust in
Sure.
Better Agency, Beau, and we're here for you, man.